welcome to Energy FC Field at Taft Stadium for another installment of the Black Gold Derby. Tulsa has already claimed this year's prize, winning the past two meetings against OKC, but this game way more about the playoff picture than intrastate bragging rights. Alongside 14-year veteran of the English top flight, Gary O'Reilly, I'm Dallin Cuff. And Gary, this game is really going to come down to, if you're going to be playing in late October, you have to be winning these games right now. Tulsa in a good spot. They are above that red line. They are in the playoffs right now at 6th. OKC at 9th, but if they win today, they would leapfrog themselves into 8th place and have a chance to be in the playoffs. How big is this game?
Oh, it's massive. The eyes are on the prize, but it's the local derby. It is these two teams in the same state. Only one of them can come out on top, so it's about that. At the moment, Tulsa have the advantage. What other and better incentive if you're OKC to say, we'll have to have a say about that. And so this is what it's about. Get those points, get that home win, come to your rivals, your local rivals, and turn them over. So it's everything about the fans. This day for the fans, as well as getting the points you want for playoffs.
And for Tulsa, the reason they have already taken home the spoils from this rivalry through the course of the season, Ian Svensson, huge goal in this game, was the difference maker last time these two teams met. This guy's a big physical presence in the box.
He is. Classic see you at the far post.
Yeah.
With a guy 6'6", you can hang it up there and he's going to have a real leap. He's good with his head and he's good on the floor as well. 5 of those 10 goals have come with his right boot.
Now, OKC, a team that struggled to score 3 of the last 4 games. They've been held scoreless. Miguel Gonzalez, though, leads this team in assists. He's going to have to pull the strings and get them some opportunity to score if they're going to win this home game.
He's going to have to deliver on both counts, goals and assists, because he's the one player in there you feel can make a little bit of magic, create something. And you know what? 2-horse race, you've always got half a chance.
Let's take a look at the Tulsa lineup overall. Your right back, Kosuke Kimura, gets inserted back in. It's been 9 games since the player coach has started, but I know you're really impressed with this attacking group they have up top.
Yeah, it's not changed, has it? So from Joey Calistro through to Wankafa and Rivas and, of course, Svensson, you've got goals. Take Svensson, Kafa and Calistri. They've got 27 goals between them so far this season. That's an awful lot of talent to stop.
Now you look at this OKC lineup. Jose Angulo, who he's loaned out from St. Louis. He's scored 4 goals the last 10 games. Angulo starts on the bench, though. Vucic gets the start up top. He's been out, getting himself back healthy. Can he produce enough at the top right now?
He's got one option, deliver. Because if he doesn't, Angulo's going to come back into the action. And OKC have got a lot of games coming up, and there's some asset management. There's players being rested with the view to that. But I would always look at the home field advantage and say, win your home games first and foremost in front of your own fans, and then take it on the road and see what you can get out of it.
That's what Jimmy Nielsen's going to be hoping they can do, because they have 3 games in 6 days. The next 2, as Gary mentioned, are on the road. They have got to win this game in Taft Stadium. We'll be back here to break it down in just a few minutes. OKC against their rivals, Tulsa.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a fine goal kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing, or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Time Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Back here at Taft Stadium, but that was the scene in Tulsa last month as the wrench gets unveiled for the black gold rivalry winners, the Tulsa Roughnecks, defeating OKC 2-1 in 2 meetings this year, taking home the interstate rivalry, the black gold rivalry. But here and now, this game is critical as it relates to the Western Conference playoff picture. And Gary, this is a game that both these teams really want and need. Tulsa in 6th, Energy FC at 9th right now. The rivalry is important, and you've played in some rivalry games,
yes.
playing for Tottenham for years against Arsenal. But when it matters about the table, how much more comes into this game?
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So we beat them, and we get a positive outcome going up the table. So it's just all about getting the win. It's all about doing this for our fans because they can walk into work Monday morning and go, eat ya. Deal with it. So that's the attitude you're bringing into this environment. So I think OKC, because of the way this conference is set up, still have a great chance of bouncing up and into the playoffs and staying there. As far as Tulsa are concerned, they can rise higher up and therefore have more fun with the home field advantage as things progress.
That was David Vaudreuil right there on your screen. He is first-year coach here of the Tulsa Roughnecks, coming from Rio KC, the NASL squad last year, and Jimmy Nielsen patrolling the bench for OKC as well, trying to get them back into the playoffs. He is the longest tenured coach in the Western Conference now in his 4th season, 41, 38, and 23, a former keeper. Great in his MLS days, the White Puma he's known as, and he hopes his boys could be on top of their game today because they need a home win. And we're underway in Taft Stadium. Tulsa in the orange, the home OKC Energy in the white kits. Gary, early on in this match, we just talked rivalry, know how important it is. What do you want to see from these teams tactically? Is it about managing your nerves? How do you approach this game?
Well, at the moment, the tempo's slow because Tulsa are dictating the play. Look, they've hardly crossed the halfway line. They've gone forward, they've gone backwards, they've gone across, but they've gone nowhere. And that's just them controlling. It's all up to OKC to get possession. Now they have. What sort of change in tempo do we get?
And there's Vucic getting his first touch on the ball, tries to play it out to Alex Dixon, but goes out of play into touch. Odu Jadama on the ball, throws it over to Bradley Bourgeois.
There's a lot of space to be had at the back for Tulsa, so can expect the defenders to be bringing that out.
Turnover in midfield, Jose Barrio, Real Madrid. Yes, that is Real Madrid Academy product. He was there since he was 7 before coming over the States. Slide rule pass, finding Miguel Gonzalez in the attack. Gonzalez tries to dance around, and there's some contact. It'll be a foul on Gonzalez as he tried to skip around Kosuke Kimura, getting his first start.
Nearly wriggled his way around the defender. Great pass in there behind. Just bisects the defense, and he's trying desperately. You can see what he's trying to do. Just dink in and get into the space and behind. Referee decided did it illegally.
And Kimura coming back from injury. He hasn't played for 9 games. Hasn't started for 9 games. Excuse me. Missed 6 and last 2 coming off the bench. We'll see how he does in that right back spot as a player coach. Veteran, 33 years old, played over 100 MLS games, but it is a little different when you're coming back into such a high-level game here.
See, as the home team, the sort of emphasis is for you to bring the game forward, you to really dictate tempo. So that's what I'd be looking for OKC Energy to do right now, dictate a high tempo.
You see Vucic try to bring down that ball, and he's got the left arm sleeve on his left arm. He had an injured elbow. Injured his elbow a couple months ago and now trying to get back into full fitness. He's been available the last few games, but this is his first start in quite some time.
You see again the space at the back for the Tulsa players. So the tactic is for OKC really to just relinquish the Tulsa half and make themselves difficult to break down as attacks come through.
Joaquin Rivas steaming up the left side, looking to play that ball in. It's deflected. Tough tackle there. Svensson tries to turn on it, but Anthony Wallace is there to take control.
Got to be careful when you're marking someone like Svanterson because he's such a powerful, big unit. You mark him too close, he feels your presence, and he just uses his body to roll you out of the way. So you've got to manage him carefully.
There's one Pablo Caffa, the captain of this squad, second on the team in scoring with 8 goals. Number 10 patrolling things in the middle.
A lot of experience at the high levels as well, European clubs and competitions.
2 years La Liga playing for Real Betis, as well playing in other second division Spanish teams. He's had a lot of success in his career.
Real Zaragoza, in that he played for.
There's Caffa looking long, trying to find Joey Calistri.
Well watched.
Calistri, homegrown player, signed by Chicago Fire of MLS back in 16. He's on loan right now. Number of guys right now. Brant Bronico, 31, patrolling the midfield, loan from the Fire as well, as is his mate there in the central defensive midfield, Colin Fernandez, number 8, also loaned from the
See
Chicago
the difference
club.
now from Tulsa? They've put on a higher press, and look at the problems it's caused OKC, as opposed to the way OKC have decided not to press high.
Wallace tries to evade that pressure, finds Dixon. Dixon steps into some space, continuing to run. Juan Pablo Guzman tries to settle things down, but then looks long from Gonzalez. He's able to get it on his chest. Battling defense, still Gonzalez gets the shot, and it's in the back of the net already. Less than 5 minutes into the game, Miguel Gonzalez gives OKC Energy a huge early goal in this rivalry game that will go a long way to say if Jimmy Nielsen's crew will be playing in the USL Cup playoffs.
Tulsa will be furious. Straight ball, takes out basically the whole of the Tulsa back four. Good strength. We said pre-game, Gonzalez is going to have to stand up. He's going to have to deliver on assists. He's going to have to deliver on goals. Shows good upper body strength to hold off the defender. And that's tucked away in the far corner. Nothing really the goalkeeper can do about that. Great way to start the game on the front foot. 1-0 up. We're not even in minute 10. Nowhere near.
We've seen Bradley Bourgeois play at the right back. He was at center back there. Should he have done better, or was that just really well done by Gonzalez?
See, the thing is, if he smashes through Gonzalez, right, with a fierce challenge, that's it. Referee's got no option. Sends you off, you're the last defender, and it's a penalty.
Yeah.
So you're down to 10 men, and you're probably a goal down. Double whammy. So he's got to try and just steer him there. But as I said, Gonzalez shows good upper body strength.
Well, it's on here now at Taft Stadium. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be an exciting game because Tulsa wants this too. Again, the situation, Tulsa's in 6th, but they are not guaranteed a playoff spot. There are teams around them, Phoenix, Sacramento, OKC now at 9th, knocking on the door, Colorado Switchback. So both teams need this game.
Yeah, it's a long way from being done and dusted, the Western Conference in the playoffs. It just means now with Gonzalez opening goal, Tulsa have got to come out. They've got to, if they thought they could sit back and manage nicely, contain, retain possession, that's all gone. That script's torn up.
Caffa stands over this ball, looks to float it into the back post. Vucci trying to gain control. He does. Oh, Gonzalez came in late.
Oh, yeah, I don't think the referee is happy with that because he just seemed to catch him late.
Lucas Sapala taking a look and not issuing a card.
Yeah, it does catch him late.
You agree? No yellow there early in this match?
Was it intentional? Benefit of the doubt. I think the referee will have noted it mentally.
If that was in the 45th minute, is that a card?
Possibly. I think if Gonzalez shows any sort of more inclination to go in that direction with the challenge, the card will come out.
There's Caffa again looking for Calistri. Headed down and Rivas is on it. Caffa switches the play. Over to Corrales, who just signed with the Fire a contract, but he'll stay with Tulsa for the remainder of the year. Ball played in.
All I think there is OKC defending very deep. And you've got a guy who's got a football magnet in his head called Svantesson. Don't let him sit right on top of your goalkeeper. It's going to cause you problems. Stay out of that area as much as possible.
Rivas again running at the defense. Excuse me, that's Calistri.
Number 10 there, bottom of your screen, Kafa, in an awful lot of space. If he's allowed the luxury of time and space, he will start to orchestrate, and that will cause the home side problems.
Kimura on the overlap as Rivas now on the right side. He's looking for Svantesson in the back post. He's able to get his head to it. Wallace able to stop the danger there for a second.
See, but it's that easy for Tulsa. They know if Svantesson pulls away far post corner of the 6-yard area, just hang it up. He will beat everybody in the air. It's a total mismatch.
6-6 frame. Now Calistri on the ball again. To Rivas. Rivas driven cross this time. Svantesson able to get a foot on it, but muscled off the ball by Cody Andrews.
You see Rivas there, head up. Where's the big guy? There we go. Okay,
got an injury issue.
Now they'll be looking at him, won't they? The team are 1-0 down. He's the guy with the goals in him. When's he going to step up and deliver the next one? Sometimes it's, you know, you play to your strengths. It's a high ball at the far post. He's going to win just about 90-odd% of every single one that comes in there.
11 goals in the season for Svantesson, but now right now Anthony Wallace is down, taking a knee.
A lot of talking, not a lot of treatment, so not quite sure what that was about. Just a bit early in the game to decide to take a breather. But he'll have to come out of the action, and the referee will then wait to bring him back in.
Wallace, a guy that had a great MLS career as well, played over 100 games in MLS. Was part of the 2010 RSL championship team, as was Kimura, the right back for Tulsa. Unable to break the pressure again. Is OKC playing a little bit of fire here? They're up 1-0, but are they struggling? Do you like the way they're playing?
They're not being allowed to play. So when they've got the ball in their back four, they're being pressurized. The questions are being asked about their technique and their temperament. And it's how they cope with those questions, what answers they come up with.
Gonzalez tries to dribble it through that press and doesn't really work out as Tulsa regains possession again.
So here, just to highlight again the example, there's not a white and green shirt near him. Look, they're basically relinquishing that half. And Tulsa can just walk this out. Once they get deeper into the OKC half, it becomes more of a problem to penetrate because the bodies are there. Totally different to the other way that Tulsa are defending from the front.
Veronica finds Kafa. Calistri contact, and that will be a foul going the other way. Turned over. Rivas now looking looking for Kafa in the middle. Contact with Andrews, no call. Anthony Wallace back on the pitch, so we are 11v11 again. It's Kyle Highland. Nice turn by Baril. He's into space.
Now he's in between midfield and defense. Now the problems start.
Baril, gets it on his left. Tattoos it! Upper 90, what a run! 50 yards completed with the left. Perfectly placed shot past the keeper. 2-0. OKC is rolling.
Anyone else see that coming before pre-game? 2-0 inside this many minutes. Now look, from here on in, it's all him. From his own half, how many is that? 3 players he just skipped past. Watch this dummy. Whoops. See you later. Crack. He's not going to tire of replaying that goal, is he? He's just not going to just sit there grinning like a cat. What a great run. What a wonderful strike. What a way to open the game.
Former Real Madrid Academy product, looking as smooth as Cristiano right there. Made it look easy with a 55, 60-yard run right through midfield into the attacking third and finishes. This is a team that hadn't scored a goal in 3 of the last 4 matches. And talking to Jimmy Nielsen, he told me on Wednesday they spent the entire day just finishing. That's all they did. He said he doesn't think he's ever done that as a coach or seen it done as a player. But they needed to finish. They had 25 shots created against Vancouver.
I've been there where you just, right, get as many balls as you can, and then we're going to do finishing practice. So, but this OKC are a team that will go, and they've done it this season, 5 games unbeaten, followed straight away by 5 games without a win. They're hot and they're cold. At the moment, they are on fire.
Absolutely, and now Tulsa will see if they can make a response on the road, down 2 goals inside of 14 minutes.
Do they have the winning habit? Do they have that confidence to say, right, we've gone 2-0 up, we're going to keep the clean sheet, we're going to shut this game down? Do they make silly mistakes? Are they reckless? How does this pan out? We're about to see. This is where the experience will come in this OKC team.
Fucci, great job to bring it down and control, but his layoff did not connect with Dixon. Kaffa tries a little quick one-time pass out to Calistri. Doesn't come off, and they take it quickly. Calistri's still running onto it. Penalty appeals waved away. This Tulsa team, though, won 8-2 when conceding first. They have not done a good job of battling back and getting any points this year, coming with just 5 points in games where they were down. We'll see if they can flip the script here today.
I don't think they've got a choice.
Yeah.
You know, with the way this Western Conference is, they can't take for granted their position in the playoffs.
Yes, it's by no means guaranteed, as they're trying to combine here with Rivas.
Great feat from
Kaffa. Branico. Branico still on it. More on the overlap.
The OKC aren't breaking their shape. They're very compact. That's why it's difficult for Kaffa to find space and a teammate.
Kaffa on it again, turning. Not in communication there. Turnover. Vucic's going to try to spring Gonzalez on the counter.
Ooh.
Laid it out there just enough to Fabian Serta.
Jadama there had the legs and the timing.
Just a quick note, Energy FC's next home match, Sunday, October 1st, 5 p.m. Celebrate the soccer carnival as kids eat free, and the first 2,000 fans through the gates get a free Energy FC Maraca tickets. Tickets are available, calling 235-KICK. Punctuation reading is not my strong suit, apparently.
We're not going to be critical. So here you can see some defined lines. Look, back 4 on the 18-yard area. You've got another group of 5 in midfield, and Wojcik up there on his own. That's the problem facing Tulsa. They're having to break down, once the guy on the ball gets it, 9 players.
Now, you talked about their attacking group. Do they have the technical and ability to do it?
They have it. Oops.
A little activity after the ball went out of play.
Yeah. The thing is, with that compact defending from OKC, with 9 men basically behind the ball, not including the goalkeeper, you're finding it difficult to find space. You're finding it difficult to find your teammates. See, look, ball goes in there to a teammate, he's got 3 white shirts around him. And that's the problem. It's being able to create your own space. And the players with the genius never have a problem doing that.
Gonzalez picks off the pass cleverly.
All right. Keep the ball, let your teammates arrive. That's it. try and open up play with this left-hand side, and then we're away. Oh, give him a chance.
Baril almost had Highland.
Highland got those new rocket boots.
Yeah, not quite.
He's going to need them. But you can see that you just open this whole thing up. The intention is right, just the execution just a tad off. But how can we be critical after he's just slammed a 20-yard shot into the top corner? Certainly not me. See that? Unforced error, given away in your own half. You've now put them on the attack. Now there's space. That compact nature of your team has gone. And there's something I touched on in commentary in a game before. There's a lot of coaches will tell you you're never more vulnerable as a team than when you've got the ball. Because players will move forward, players open up, and all of a sudden they're caught out of their zones, they're caught out of positions, and then your team is broken down.
Anybody that's an Arsenal fan understands that all too well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had to bring them up, didn't I?
Okay. I'll take a point. I'll take a draw at Stamford Bridge today. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm saying nothing. my team is not covering itself in glory right now.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Gary O'Reilly, veteran of...
Yes, thanks for the patronizing comment. Thanks a bunch.
Tottenham veteran, 14 years playing the English top flights. As Kaffa's going to give it a ride from outside. Cody Lorendi easily corrals it.
So, Lorendi there, good. Holds it, keeps it. What did he see immediately? Looked up. Svensson, right in his face, because he spills this, right? That 6'6" frame is going to stretch out a long leg and slam it home. Now, okay, that's not much, but in the terms of you're 2-0 down, we've not reached 20 minutes yet, I want my striker to be alert. I want him to be alive. Opportunities to get us back into the game. It doesn't have to be a beautiful goal. It can come off the end of your toe from 2 foot. I don't care.
Doesn't matter, as long as it's back of the net.
Yep.
Foul there on Kaffa.
See, the thing is, you're not watching OKC dominate this game. But what they have done is to get opportunities and take them. And in the case of Baril, make them.
Dixon playing to the back post, looking for Vucic. He gets a good header. Back across, but Serda equal to the task.
No, had Serda not positioned himself right there, that would have been number 3 for sure. See, what works for Tulsa, ball to the far post for the big guy, can be just as equally as dangerous for OKC. See, now look, players have pushed up. They're defending higher up. And look at the problems it causes Tulsa's defenders. So there's all of a sudden you've seen a tactical switch. But that then stretches the team.
Kaffa, the orchestrator per normal, comes back, it's on the ball.
Going to be a lot expected of him today to redress this 2-goal deficit.
Looking long. Rivas trying to make the run, but Lorendi off his line quickly to pounce on it. Good
goalkeeping. Incisive, dominates the area, deals with it.
Lorendi 5th in the league, tied 5th in the league with 7 shutouts on the year. As Highland now getting forward from his left back spot, looking for Gonzalez's feet. Can't quite control it.
Oh, there was an advantage to be played there.
Gonzalez was able to get it to Guzman, and to your point, Guzman was in a lot of space.
Guzman was what we call between the lines, in between the midfield line and the defensive line. So now you see him there, look, he's popped up, he's going forward. Okay. Easy to point the finger of blame at the referee, but we're not out there, so we're going to just accept that mistakes are made. Even if it is a mistake.
It's okay. They know what they signed up for, unfortunately. Tough job being a referee.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think that as a player.
No, never do.
I have learned differently since I've finished.
Anthony Wallace stands over the free kick. Looking long, out comes Serda to claim.
Serda the same as Lorendi at the other end. Incisive, dominates his area.
Kaffa looking long, flag goes up. As we crossed into the bottom of the hour here in the 23rd minute at Taft Stadium alongside Gary O'Reilly, I'm Dallin Cuff. 2-0 OKC is up over Tulsa.
Whoa.
And a giveaway here that could be dangerous in a really critical game. Tulsa right now in 6th in the Western Conference playoff race. OKC at 9th. A win today would put them into 8th, though. They need this home win. Next 2 games on the road, a midweek game.
Look at Lorendi. He is telling his back for their future if they do not stop giving away possession in front of his goal. And that's good. That's strong, good leadership.
Bronico comes down with the ball, sneaks through to Calistri, who's now on a little bit of a run. He holds up for a second. Slides through. Rivas has a chance, gets good purchase on it. Svendsen couldn't get a piece of the rebound. Good save by Lorendi, and OKC connects Hale.
I think this is all down to Lorendi. What a great little pass here. This Calistri, watch him just set, get his head up, has a look. Beautiful pass. But if Lorendi doesn't come out and make a decision to stop the shot, I think he either goes in the goal or you'll see the big man at the far post toe poke it in. Just couldn't get there, could he?
6'6" frame. He needed to be about 6'9" there to get a foot on that one.
Yep.
Vucci skies for it, gets his head to it. Alex Dixon comes down with it, tries to turn, pushed off the ball.
That's a
slide
great
pass to Rivas, and Rivas
just gets away from him. What I am seeing in midfield, we've gone from that compact OKC sort of formation. Things have opened up. And when they've opened up, you've now started to see Tulsa have a little bit more of a say in the game.
Vucci wanted a foul, nothing called. Out to Corrales, newly signed Chicago Fire player. Will join them next season, stay with Tulsa the rest of this season as foul is drawn. Played in by Kaffa, played out by Highland. The real second goal scorer for Tulsa, for OKC, excuse me, tried to control it, lost possession. Kaffa gets his head up, tries to whip in across, cut out by Sam Fink. Good step by Bronico. Step Anthony Walls to cut it out. Ball loose and Vucci plays it out into touch. Quick moment to tell you, Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dunkin' Donuts, iFly Indoor Skydiving, and Owakana Bakery. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
Gone back to that compact shape again, OKC, haven't they? Which is why Tulsa are finding it difficult.
I know it's a long time to kind of hunker down and play this compact defensively, but this has been effective. Should they try to do this and see out this result?
Yeah. You know, they've been short on wins, and actually, it's not as hard work as if you're spread around the place and you're sprinting and you're chasing, you're sprinting and you're chasing. You work within zones and you know each other's around you, and there's good communication.
OKC 1-2-2 in their last 5 games. They really do need a win, to your point here.
Absolutely.
The fact that they didn't get a win against Vancouver last weekend was almost criminal. 25 shots, which is a franchise record, 15 corners, franchise record, and so many great opportunities, but they could not put the ball in the back of the net. Different story today. They've taken the few opportunities they've had, and they're up 2-0.
Yeah, it's one of those days, isn't it?
Rivas almost played through Svensson, but Wallace got just enough on it to break it up.
Oh, handball, handball.
No call, and Vucic's off to the races a little bit. Finds himself in space. Looks for the big switch over to Miguel Gonzalez. Doesn't come off. Bronico was back on it. Rain coming down here at Taft Stadium. It's been off and on throughout the day and expected to continue throughout the match. Tulsa getting set to make a change. We'll tell you about that in a minute. Early on here, Svensson is on the ball. He turns, gets his head up, spray it out to Rivas. Rivas singled up with Highland, but look at Vucic, your center forward, all the way back, doubling up the ball.
Trouble with that, when someone gets their head up and looks for a forward pass, who are they going to pass to?
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue.
They're centre forwards outside your 18-yard area.
Corrales comes into the attacking third, tries to dance around Richard Dixon, does not work. Juan Pablo Guzman on the ball, just was lackadaisical with it, able to hold on to it though for a second. And Alex Dixon now, who switched, is onto the left side now. Miguel Gonzalez on the right, and he'll dance into space. Highland on the overlap to the left. Guzman into space, back to Vucic. He skips it out to Richard Dixon, and Dixon can't come down with it.
Okay, so that's interesting because Tulsa making a switch on the 30th minute.
Jonathan Levin's going to come in and check in here for Colin Fernandez. Levin, 24-year-old Mexican that has had a solid career in Mexican second division, playing for Veracruz, also has played for Pachuca and Puebla in the first division as well. Signed at the end of July. This will only be his third appearance. Only played 5 minutes so far in Fernandez's action. What's up? But he is off and not happy about it.
No, he's not happy. I can understand him not being happy because no one wants to be substituted, but particularly in the first half, he's just got to keep his counsel and discuss it once he's back in the locker room. Now the coach has seen something that he thinks he needs to change. Then it might be that Levin's on for to keep an eye on Miguel Gonzalez to get a grip with Guzman and Baril.
There's Levine getting his first couple touches on the ball. Plays a pass up to Kaffa, and Kaffa tried to just flick that onto Bronico, didn't come off.
Oh, there's some what I would call blind passes. Passes made without players looking.
So David Vadril goes into the substitutions quickly here in the 30th minute. We'll see if it pays off at all, and Rivas can't quite track that one down.
You can see Levin's come on immediately. He's up the tempo. Passes are being moved sharper. There's a bit more of a quicker pace, a higher tempo as I call it.
Vucic able to get it out of a little bit of trouble. Gets it over to Richard Dixon.
I know, but do I want my central striker that deep?
Spent quite a bit of time back there in the last few minutes.
Yeah, because if we do launch an attack, who's up there to hold it for me? Because Gonzalez isn't the biggest, Guzman certainly not. That's a serious bandage on his wrist.
Yes. Guzman's had some injury issues this year. Lorendi takes it deep. Dixon to Dixon. That's Richard trying to flick on to Alex. Doesn't come off, and it'll be Tulsa throw. Oh, Guzman takes some contact there.
Guzman goes in open with his chest forward, and Calistri comes in sideways and flattens him.
Calistri does not like the call, but it seemed like a pretty obvious one from here.
You know, I don't think Calistri's done anything wrong. It's just that Guzman comes in with a sort of open arms up, chest open, and that's what happens when you do that. You learn to jump very quickly and protect yourself and not get hit.
Wallace looking to play it in. Driven ball, skips through. It'll go out for a goal kick.
And with the rain coming down as it is, the surface is going to get a little bit zippy. So even more reason to make sure your passes go to their intended destination. Doesn't seem to affect the drama, does it?
Rain is coming down, has picked up quite considerably here, as you can see and hear. Brill able to touch his way out of some trouble, making the hard run down the left side. Kimura gonna cut him off, get on the ball. Brill goes in with the slide and eventually ends up.
You see what Kimura was trying to do, make him run the long way round.
And the OKC fans have enjoyed 2 goals. They don't enjoy the pouring rain. So some of them are heading for the refreshment stand. Others are braving the elements here. It's set for a long throw from Kyle Hyland. Eventually cleared out. David Vaudreuil in his blazer getting soaked.
That looks like a nice blazer, by the way.
He's gonna have an issue with it afterwards, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look waterproof.
No. Kaffa tries to lay it off to Levin, and Levin got there just in time. Back to Kaffa. His head is up. Surveying. Finds Rivas. Rivas cuts inside. Pass a bit wayward.
Yeah, Svantesson wanted that ball just poked in between the defenders, but Rivas unable to make it. But you see OKC a little bit stretched once more. They haven't quite got that formation as tight as they could.
Chidama, the center back, making a run all the way up. Svantesson deflected it. Tried to run onto it, did not work out.
Ooh, is that out of play? No, referee's assistant says no.
We play on.
See, the rain stopped now, they're coming back.
It's good. Is that the definition of a fair weather fan right there?
Oh.
Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. Kaffa looking long. Fink gets his head on it first, though.
I think I must applaud OKC for strangling the service into Svantesson, because we've hardly talked about him being a threat in this game so far. And, you know, to be able to do that for a team that plays well and uses him as a great asset, what a bad job they're doing so far.
Kaffa a little 1-2 touch, but Calistri could not corral it. Corrales, though, able to keep it in Tulsa control. Rivas on it, looking for the cutback. Back to
Branico, I think he was looking for Branico to make a run into the 18-yard area.
Levin on it again.
I mean, Levin's come on and is almost as if he's quarterbacking. in that central midfield area. He's taken over from Kafa. I think if you're going to bring Levinson on to do that, push Kafa further forward to get his vision, his ability to spot and execute the pass in a more forward position. That would be the advantage, to have a deeper lying playmaker and a further forward playmaker for the team.
Kafa leads the team in assists with 6. 11, really the first time he's going to see extended minutes on this team. Kimura, he's got an opportunity, gets the shot off. Great play by Baril to come sliding in at the last second. And Kimura looks a little worse for wear after that.
Oh, hopefully he'll get up. If he's crawling around and rolling, then he's not badly injured. Because if when you're hurt, you stay still. But beautiful pass to pick him out. And then he just opens his body up. How about that for a challenge from Baril?
Beautiful goal one way, possibly a goal-saving tackle the other. And Kimura, again, he's just coming back from injury. He's been a sub the last 2 games, missed the previous 6 before that. But you're right, you were correct, Gary. He's okay.
His pride was hurt maybe more than anything else.
Ball now played into the back post. Lorendi, 2 fists to it, gets it out. Corrales on it now.
Don't dive, just be patient. Well done.
Nice layout by Calistri, but Corrales could not keep it under control. Rolls out of bounds.
See, I didn't say anything that time, just in case.
Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns the discounts at several metro area locations like Dental Works, Central State Beauty and Wellness College, iCakes Gourmet Cakes and Desserts, and Supreme Supermercado and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
See, you mentioned cakes now. That's it. Halftime's coming up, and my mind's on cake. Thank you for that.
That was good. I got some more good stuff coming up for you. Maybe I'll get you going. Maybe talking about other food groups. I don't know if it's really a food group, but you know. Kafa on the ball again. Finding Rivas. Calistri able to turn. Gets it back across. Cementeson got his foot there, but almost knew nothing about it.
What was interesting as that move was developing, I was watching Cementeson. He's the only Tulsa player in the 18-yard box. He's in the 6-yard box, and you can argue about that is in the air. But he's the only player there. For me, you need the numbers, because that cross is either going to Cementeson or it's cut back. And there's no one coming through on a wave quick enough. And there's nowhere near the numbers. So that's something that they might well want to address at the interval, thinking about getting numbers in. But because OKC are so well drilled and compact, it's difficult for them to find the space to move into. So get wide and move the ball quicker. Try and distort the shape that OKC have come out with.
Levin turns it over. Dixon now on the ball. Alex Dixon, that is. Foul call will go OKC's way. They always say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer. Do you agree with that?
It's the new 1-0.
It's a new 1-0. Miguel Gonzalez chests it down and skies his shot. He was your first goal scorer in this game, the 5th minute mark.
Yeah, just a little lack of control here. He's kind of moving away from goal, and he's got to wrap himself around it to get the contact on the ball that he needs. So when you're off balance like that, it's very, very difficult to achieve that.
Bourgeois, the defender. Skips up to Kimura, who found himself with one of the best opportunities. Another good turn by Calistri to skip by Highland.
And Baril across. He's done some really good work. I mean, take the goal out of the equation. I'd still be impressed with the work he's doing without the ball. And that's vital. That's something that's got to be delivered by every player for OKC.
Jadama finds Kimura again, who's looking.
Oh, he's overcooked that. He's got to play that into feet, and he's just played it ahead of the player. But that's better because you've got to run from a deeper area into the 18-yard area, something we were touching on just a minute ago.
Quick stop at Alex Dixon, went keeper to keeper there, and now ball back in Tulsa possession as the sun peeks out a little bit.
Look at the sun.
Yes.
What rain.
The elements have been interesting here today. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but we'll see. The sun is nice. Bourgeois over to Jadama.
See now they're finding it difficult to get that penetrating pass.
We're on the overlap. That's where the ball goes. We'll try to get the cross in. He cuts it back. It'll go out for a corner.
So why I mentioned about getting wide. From there, if you do it, time it right, and you get an overlapping run like Kimura there, the cross comes in early. And invariably, there's not a lot that can be done about it. So you've got the big guy, Svantersson, who you know is such a threat. So you've got to play to your strengths in that respect.
And the rain starts again. Even the sun's out. Kaffa now curls it in. He's got an opportunity. Oh, and somehow it sneaks by the post. And the Tulsa player, Calistri, on the post. What an opportunity.
See, Calistri's now thinking,
for Bourgeois.
What do I do? Because the header's going to go wide. Do I try and get a touch on it? Is it going to go inside me? Do I get out of the way? He's not quite sure if he's inside or outside of the post. It happens. Yeah. I mean, you can beat yourself up if you wish, but...
Bourgeois, that would have been his first goal of the campaign. It would have come at a huge time before halftime on the road in a game that is going to weigh big time in the playoff picture. Sventersson getting one of the few touches he's even had on the ball today, but couldn't control it.
So the next goal is the
goal.
It's the important goal in this game right now.
Dixon plays it across a low cross, looking for Miguel Gonzalez, just couldn't quite connect.
That's a great ball because you've got a wet, skiddy surface. You push it in low and hard in terms of the cross. It just skips off. It can hit a defender's shin and go in. You get your own teammate to get on the end of it. Creates problems.
1 minute now, stoppage time. Mandatory 1 more minute played here in the first half at Taft Stadium. It's been a good one so far. We'll see if OKC can hold that 2-0 advantage into the break. Only just a more 40 seconds to go.
You just wonder with the halftime. Whoops.
Sventersson's now going to have a chance to get on this and can't get a foot to it. Will eventually.
That's frustration because he's swinging at a ball. He knows he's not really going to be comfortable trying to get, not really going to get near. But that's because he's been on starvation rations for the whole of this first half, basically. So the one chance he does get, he snatches at. And of course, with the sunshine and the rain comes.
It's going to be off and on here, folks. And Sventersson's going to have to keep his head up. He's got 45 more minutes left.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can change things.
So that's the whole thing. You know, you learn as a striker to be calm about this. Not get frustrated, to be calm when the opportunities come along and you're able to take them.
Well, OKC took their 2 opportunities, and they have 2 goals to show for it. Your thoughts, Gary, in the first half?
They took the game to Tulsa, and they took it to them hard. First with Gonzalez, the second with Burrell, and they laid down the law, and they made themselves very, very difficult to break down, and they've given Tulsa more problems than they have answers for right now. Maybe the halftime break will provide solutions for the visitors.
And Gonzalez is the guy that got them on the front foot, that first goal in the 5th minute. This is a team that had not scored a goal in 3 of the last 4 games. 2 in the first 20 minutes, and they are up 2-0 at the break here at Taft Stadium. We'll be back here in a few minutes as halftime commences. Can Tulsa bounce back? Find out in a little bit.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, getting up a fight, goal kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's Debit Card Rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a fight, goal kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Back here at Taft Stadium, the home team OKC leading 2-0, and if the Energy can hold on to this, it will move them up into 8th place, that critical last place in the Western Conference playoff picture. Energy FC goalkeeper coach James Ritchie works with 3 of the best keepers in the USL. How does he keep them engaged and in shape during training sessions? He uses a variety of outside-the-box training devices. Energy FC reporter Brent Skarkey showcases what Ritchie uses to keep his guys so engaged.
It's part of what makes soccer the beautiful game. All it really takes to play is a pitch and a pelota. But when you're playing at the professional elite level, in order to get better, sometimes it takes some toys.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world of toys. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world of toys.
Oh yeah, they're a lot of fun. It's always good to kind of mix things up a little bit.
I love the toys. You know, it adds something a little bit different to training, you know, as opposed to just seeing a ball kick from a foot or from a header.
And playing the role of Santa in his sleigh, James Ritchie.
It just adds something different to the sessions. It keeps it fresh, keeps it moving, and it's a bit of fun as well.
Yeah, I love him. Coming out, Richie's very receptive to any ideas that we have. We try to be as prepared as possible, and using trampolines, using resistance ropes, hurdles, everything.
Ropes of all widths, balls of all sizes, bars and dummies, sticks and tees, genies and Scotsmans and gloves, oh my!
Ooh, my favorite. Probably like the wet tarp. When it skips off and goes into the corner, you can get a nice big top hand save, which I really enjoy.
I gotta say the trampoline is my favorite, followed by the air toms. Those big inflatable things, because they obstruct view, and it's very game realistic.
As for the inspiration for all the drills, you might have the same question Jack does.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Oh yeah, I'll steal from anyone. Not even just soccer. I'll watch different sports as well and how they do things, and I'll try and take little things from each session that I watch and tweak it and bring it in if I think it will benefit the goalkeepers. We also talk as a group as well, and the goalkeepers come up with some good ideas, and they've got some stuff as well that they like to use, so we add that in as much as we can.
Cones, when we put the ball up on the cone, we kind of stole that one from the English national team, but I enjoy hitting the ball off the cone.
So remember, next time you're at an Energy game and you see a keeper put up a clean sheet, you can tell your buddy next to you,
Welcome to our world of toys.
For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back at a rainy day here in Taft Stadium, but the fans are happy because the home squad is up 2-0 over their rivals Tulsa right now. Gary O'Reilly, Dallin Cuff here. And it's been an exciting game. A team, OKC, we were wondering where the goals are going to come from, if they're going to be able to score, or we've answered that within 5 minutes, Miguel Gonzalez.
Didn't have to wait long. We said he's going to have to stand up. Duly obliged. A lot of time and space for Guzman. Watch this. Simple, direct pass. Good chest trap. Good upper body strength. And what a wonderful fillage. And I'm jealous of the backflip.
He is a nimble guy, to say the least, and he can celebrate. He deserves to celebrate after
just
getting
how
his
he
team
keeps
on
the
front
ball
foot.
away from the defender. Furthest point away from the defender. He knows that he wants to put it across the goalkeeper, and he duly obliges. Fans are happy.
And OKC wasn't quite done, and Jose Barril, a Real Madrid Academy product, I mean, this is something you don't see very often. Just a 60-yard run.
Imagine as soon as he gets the ball, he says, chaps, stand back, I've got this. Wow.
And the finish. He goes all the way. Great little stutter step at the end to juke the last defender.
But look, there's 2 defenders. 3. I know, I'm really good at math, aren't I?
You're fantastic. Keep going.
Here comes 4. Doesn't bother with 5. That's his answer to the 5th defender. He's not going to tire of watching this, and I tell you the truth, neither am I. I think it's a fabulous, fabulous goal.
That is his first goal of the campaign, and at a huge time. But now, as the game started to grind a little bit, we saw Tulsa start to get some opportunities, but still couldn't put it in the back of the net.
Nope. Svanteson has been not absent, but he's been denied service. I mean, this is a lovely little ball from Calistri, but the goalkeeper Lorendi comes out, and it's his intervention that stops Tulsa getting back into the game.
Already 6 shutouts on the year, looking for 7. And this one, it looked like it was going to be destined for the back post,
Yeah,
but
all
somehow
you're thinking is, Calistri, can you flick this with your right heel? But it doesn't. It comes at him so quickly. It seems to be not the day for Tulsa. We'll find out. We've got a second half, and that's a lot of time and a lot of action for things to go on.
And take a look at that possession. That jumps right out there.
Yeah, that's great. 74% to 26%. I just ask you, how many goals do you have? Because you're going to have the ball all day long. If we get 2 chances and we make the most of them, you're going to suffer. And that's the deal. It's about being effective and efficient. They haven't dominated the game, OKC, but when they've had opportunities, they've taken them, i.e. Gonzalez, and then they've just turned around and made one out of thin air with Baril's goal. So that's the difference between the two sides right now.
Jimmy Nielsen said they practiced finishing all day on Wednesday, and apparently it's paid off enough to put them up 2 goals in the first 14 minutes of this match, and that's where we are at right now after 45 minutes. So we're back here at Taft Stadium with the second half, 2-0, Energy FC up.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's Debit Card Rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
And we're back at Taft Stadium, 2-0 OKC over their rivals Tulsa, and it is a huge game as it relates to the playoff picture. You see OKC right now in 9th with 6 games remaining, including this one. If they win, they will get above Colorado with the game in hand. See where Tulsa is. They are tied with Phoenix Rising right now in points, but Phoenix Rising has a game in hand and a lot of home games coming up. They just beat Real Monarchs last night. They look like they could be a team coming on the rise here in the Western Conference.
And that's what you want coming into this stage of the season. You want to have momentum high, you want to have confidence high, and you want your goal scorers scoring. And that just breeds confidence throughout the whole unit.
See, Real and San Antonio already have clinched a spot. Reno can clinch with a win, and that is the next opponent for OKC at Reno on Wednesday. And then they go on the road to play San Antonio. You wonder, when they're already clinched, they'll be playing for playoff positioning. So still going to be playing their players. It's going to be a tough game. OKC needs to hold on to this 2-0 margin right now and find a way to walk out with 3 points.
For sure, but as we said in commentary in the first half, the winning habit, they haven't had enough of it this season. That's why they are in the conference where they are. But if they've got good communication, good determination in the unit, they should find a way to see this over the line, and with any luck, with a clean sheet from their point of view. You know, we're not talking about Jose Angelo at the interval. We're not saying, well, you know what, if he's not playing, there's no goals. We're looking at a 2-0 lead and thinking that's just a smart move from the coach, and it's good asset management because you're going to need him in the games going forward.
Just in case you're just joining us now, Jose Angulo started the game on the bench. Coming into this game, Loney from St. Louis, last 10 games, 4 goals for this team, 8 goals overall, including his St. Louis product this year. But he's on the bench, and as Gary just alluded to and we talked about, they have 3 games, including this, in 6 days, those next 2 on the road. So Angulo most likely will factor into those. And
that's intense.
Right now, yeah, it is intense.
3 games, 6 days is intense. You're going to need your players to not break down, and you need them to be as high on confidence as they can, because then they'll go through games with a lot less discomfort, if you know what I mean.
And to your point about winning ways, they're 9-10-7. OKC is on the season. If they win, obviously move to 10-10-7, but they would be 2-2-2 in their last 6. They need to find a way to get this win.
See, second half, they've pushed up high. They're closing Tulsa's back 4 down from the front, something they didn't do in the first half, which means they'll be stretched, which could play into Tulsa's hands.
So if you're Jimmy Nielsen, why do that out of the break? Why not remain compact like they were for most of the first half?
I don't know. Maybe it's just something they did as a front unit, and we go back to that compact formation for the rest of the half. We shall see.
That's the beauty of soccer. You walk out there as soon as the whistle blows. Nothing the coach can do then. If you want to make an adjustment, sometimes
you can
guys
scream
do
and shout at them, but by then it's too late.
Yeah. That's why I always thought I should have played soccer instead of basketball. So I go out there and just do my own thing. You can get yanked in hoops like in a second. That's no good.
Don't worry, the coach will have his revenge if you don't follow his
True.
plans.
Just get out of the 11 is a little worse.
Yep.
Guzman trying to turn and get it to Richard Dixon. He does. Dixon in some trouble. Almost turned it over in a very bad spot.
You see, some referees would give that foul, others would not.
Lucas Apala bailing him out, the official. Had no cards yet in this game. A pretty clean match to this point.
So he just gets himself into a tangle here. He's got himself facing his own goal. He's got 3 orange shirts around him.
Is that a bad call?
It's one we can disagree about, but we move on.
I'm sure David Vaudreuil is not going to like that call. That could have been an opportunity as he's working the 4th official right now on the bottom of your screen. His blazer looks a little drier, though, as the rain has been off and on, but
yeah, maybe it is waterproof.
Maybe. Uchi comes back. Tries to spray it out to Highland. Not much on it. Highland's able to get his head on it and turn around Ribas.
Smart from Highland.
Still Highland. Lays it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez now gets the ball into Vucic, and it's just wide. That could have put this thing away. And the big striker's going to want that one back.
Oh, wry smile from the coach. Orlan Highland drives himself forward. Lovely, lovely delivery. He'll hurt Wojcik because he knows that if he gets just a little bit more of a contact, that's the 3rd goal, and that's probably the clincher.
We've got Calistri down on the sidelines right now. He's back up, and we will continue play. Maybe.
So the thing is, if he's gone off the field of play, he has to then be invited back on by the referee. He can't just decide to walk back himself.
George Corrales on the ball.
See, OKC have gone back to a more compact.
Vaudreuil still working the 4th official now as Kaffa took an elbow right in front of him. Got the free kick. Calistri's going to play it through, and now a chance almost for Brett Bronico to get on it. But Lorendi, he's been off his line and quick to get to some dangerous balls.
He didn't care who was between him and the ball, did he, Lorendi? Whatever was there, his or theirs, they were going to get skittled.
And I'm sure, in retrospect, his defenders will be okay with it. It's okay.
Well, I'm not so sure. You don't like your own goalkeeper knocking you over. What was a hand in there?
Handball for Guzman, yes. Taken quickly, or tried to take quickly by Bronico, but it's probably going to pull it back.
Referee saw a little sort of Rivas and Wallace having a spat, but whether that's something he's going to dwell on, I don't know. Yeah, he's just managing that, the referee, fair enough. Doesn't seem to be working with Rivas.
Oh, Bourgeois couldn't really handle that.
Skipped up him, didn't it? He unexpectedly jumped off the field. You forget that long throw that Highland has, don't you? You know, and it can be just as effective from deep in the half as it is from further forward.
It's not as fun to watch as Michael Harris's teammates when he flips, but it can be just as effective.
Oh, yeah. It's not how you get there, it's as long as you get there.
Vucci comes away with the ball now, skipping into the attacking third, and he'll draw a foul in a good spot.
It is in a good spot because he'll want to get up, take his time. Maybe they roll the big guys up, try and get the third early on in this half. That really would give them such an advantage. So do they go for something clever with an overlapping run to get into the space, the outside of the wall for a cross? Or do they just say, we'll deliver directly? And that's maybe what Gonzalez is thinking. If he's right-footed, it's to the in-swinger.
Wallace will take it the left, looking in, and almost an opportunity there for Sam Fink to get on it.
Fink gets ahead of this ball because he's kind of like trying to head backwards and make it go forwards, and if he comes onto it rather than there slightly early, he's got a chance of attacking it. But as I thought, they'd roll up the big guys, try and make advantage.
Touchdown onto Bronico, out to Calistri. Calistri able to skip by Dixon, get end line, cuts it back, and Bronico was arriving late. Corrales couldn't quite get there.
But when Calistri does put this ball in, there's three teammates of his in the 18-yard area. That's different from what we were seeing in the first half. So maybe that instruction has gone through to the team. We need to get numbers in attacking areas.
Kaffa made the run, and that will end up being a corner now as it's headed out by Fink.
Where we saw Bourgeois go near towards the end of the first half with a free header. Let's see if OKC are dealing better with it this time round.
Kaffa drives it in with pace. Highland gets his head on it.
That's great pressure from Rivas. Look what has happened. They've pushed him all the way back here to Cedra, or Cedra, I should say.
Rivas able to keep control for Tulsa. What looked like it almost was turned over. Kimura now the right back on the overlap. Floated in. Two orange jerseys there, one being Jadama, the center back, stayed up after the corner, it seemed.
What I find strange, that cross has traveled quite a distance, but it's two players other than Svantersson who are attacking it. I would have expected my big 6'6" striker to be leading the charge.
Cody Lorendi looking for his 7th clean sheet of the season. About 35 minutes or so away from that if his team could hold on to what would be a critical 3 points. Sventersson off his chest and taken away by Energy FC. Played long, looking for Gonzalez. Bourgeois is on it.
Ooh.
Pops it back to Serta, and Serta's got to handle it. Takes it calmly for a keeper.
Yeah.
But Baril now is able to generate a turnover and possible an opportunity. Lays it off for Wallace, making the run. Wallace tried to cut it back to Gonzalez, but deflected out.
When Wallace goes forward there, he's going at such pace, he's not able to control the pass that he wants.
Gonzalez skips it out to Richard Dixon. Richard Dixon will scoop pass looking for Alex Dixon. Gets ahead on it, turns inside Jadama, and it will end up being a corner. Anthony Wallace strolls forward to take it. Wallace curls it into the back post. Easy for Serta to come out and claim.
See, no one stands in front of Serta and just impedes his route to the ball. And when you deliver corners like that, I say it all the time, you're just giving the goalkeeper catching practice.
Serta with an errant clearance, though, and errant distribution, I should say.
He's rushed that.
You said Calistri turned around and said, calm down.
Yeah, he's rushed it. There's no need. There's no need. Let the players set themselves up.
Vucic goes in late and hard to Levin.
See, now the referee's got to just make sure he manages the situation, because there's a couple of little spats flaring up across the field, and only take one of them to get out of control.
Yellow there or no?
No, not a yellow, but it is a lunge, and you know the officials are taking less and less shine to that sort of tackle.
Oh, Kafas, good footwork.
Oh, dropping some skills, isn't he? Thing is, look where he is.
Yep.
It's not going to really hurt you from there. You do that in the Enchinard area, here we go. The fun has an end product. Handball.
Looks like an intentional handball by Calistri, and then a tug of Dixon, but they play on. This could be an opportunity. Got Gonzalez on the left. He plays it to Gonzalez, cuts back onto his right. Dixon takes a touch, winds up, takes another touch. Now he's going to try to chip it in there to Vucic, but Serta too close to it.
I wondered if the referee, when the play stops, brings Calistri back and gives him a talking to. That's a lunge there from Highland.
Highland gets up holding his hip a little bit. Here's Baril again in space. He scored earlier. He'll give it a go again, and it's just wide.
Ooh. He's going for the left and right, isn't he? He's cracked in one.
May have taken a deflection.
Oh, maybe. But see, this time he's not gone for power. He's just trying to shape that with a little bit of bend on it and bring it in on that far post.
And it did take a deflection, so they'll be setting up for a corner.
Eagle eyes, you, huh?
You know, every sun shines on a dog's backside every now and again. Wallace again for the corner. Now, as you mentioned, a lot more activity in front of Serta. He curls it in, and Serta gets a fist to it. Baril able to bring it down. Richard Dixon tries to lay it off to Guzman. As it rolls away from him, he just keeps it in.
He wants to play it short, Guzman, but everybody runs away from him. He needs options. He needs solutions.
Back to Anthony Wallace, to Baril. Baril taking the space again, lays it off for Alex Dixon.
You know, we've seen him surge through several times now, Baril.
He's on it again. Nice ball to Gonzalez, almost got through to Gonzalez. Levin then closed him down, but it'll remain an OKC ball. This half, has it been much better from OKC in terms of controlling the game a little bit?
A little bit more. They're having a good spell. And here we are on the hour mark, basically.
Jose Angulo coming in for Vucic. Angulo again, loanee from St. Louis, 4 goals in his 10 games that he's worn the Energy FC colors. He also scored in the last time these two teams met, a penalty that equalized, but Svensson late won that game.
He's not bad on a dead ball, is he, Angulo? So be interesting to see if they get the opportunity to let him loose.
So he steps in now with about 30 minutes of play. If he could get one, it would put the icing on this one for Energy FC, as he's going to come in late, looking for a ball right away.
Yeah, look, he looks like the sort of guy you need as a substitute, because he's sitting there revving his engine on the bench. And all of a sudden, let me at them. Thing is, try and feed him in the next 5-10 minutes or so, because the defenders have got used to playing against Wojcik. They're used to that style. And now you're bringing in something else for them to cope with. And while they kind of mentally accommodate that, he can make some profit out of it.
And Serta, distribution.
Because he's a different style of player. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Dallin. He's a different style of player to Wojciech. So therefore, they're used to that sort of movement Wojciech has. Now they're going to have to get used to his type of movement. And while they compensate, things happen.
We'll see how they handle Angulo. Good first touch for him.
I think you can see what they're doing to him, how they handle him. They'll be physical.
A lot of contact. He went down, no call. And it was Calistri again, who they didn't pull it back to give Calistri a yellow earlier. And there was a sequence a few minutes ago where it was Calistri blatant handball, a little tug. There was no yellow, and there's a little contact there. We'll see if referee
the
cleans that
referee's
up.
patience is tested, yeah.
Here comes Corrales. He'll overlap past Calistri. Back to Corrales. Dixon able to get the foot there first.
Yeah.
And it goes off Corrales, and it'll be a goal kick.
But that from Corrales overlapping Calistri, that's good. That's what we talked about, how they get into areas where they can get behind OKC and start to deliver crosses, and particularly for Svantesson. And that's something that they need to do more and more, because it gets you back in the game. It's hard work as a fullback to continually overlap. But, you know, if you're looking at a 2-goal deficit, you need to address that.
You commented when Levin came in 5 in orange, he came in and really changed the game in the first few minutes. Seems like he's gone a little vacant lately. What do you want to see different from him and this team as they turn it over?
Not giving the ball away like that.
Barrila's on it now. He's able to get it through to Wallace, but Wallace can't get it out of his own feet. To Alex Dixon. Dixon just gives it a ride into
what was that?
The stratosphere.
Has that landed yet?
Christian Tieryoung coming on.
You talk about control in the game. Now that is a prime example of no control whatsoever.
Tieryoung, 22-year-old rookie from Dove Canyon, California. He's the 50th overall pick by the San Jose Earthquakes this past year in the MLS Super Draft. Went and played for the Cosmos B team in the NPSL, and then was signed here by Tulsa. And this will be his 11th appearance on the season, see if he can make a difference. But right now, Anthony Wallace is back on the ball.
Wow, there's another pass with no control. Well, it's just slow things down. Just slow things down, because they're rushing. They're rushing these passes, and as such, as we saw with Alex Dixon's shot, if you rush stuff, you lose the control.
As I was asking you, what do you want to see differently now? There was another personnel change. What needs to happen for Tulsa?
I want a higher tempo. If I'm out there, or if I'm looking at this from a coaching point of view, because the slower it is, the more time you're allowing OKC to get their compact shape, to get their formation, to sit in and be difficult to break down.
There's Calistri turning into between the lines, a little bit of space. He lays it off for Rivas, and a great last-ditch effort by Cody Andrews. Andrews on it again now. Oh, poor clearance. And he looks like a turtle trying to get rid of the ball. He did just enough, spinning on his back.
You know what? He stuck with it. Didn't look great, but he stuck with it, and fair play.
That was something else. I don't know if that's a highlight or a low light, but he got it done.
Yeah. Like I say, it's not how you get there, just get there.
Yeah, exactly.
See how it's slow. You take 2 touches, 3 touches, 4 touches. You still, and then it's back. See, the thing is, when Baril pushes up, there's a gap, and they sit in the gap, and they expose you. So that's the compact nature of OKC's formation right now that's been a problem for Tulsa. And because they can't see the forward pass that they want, they're having to go sideways, they go lateral, they go backwards, they do everything but go forward.
Kamara looking forward now. Tieryoung, his first touch, goes right out of play. So we cross in the 66th minute here alongside Gary O'Reilly, former veteran, 14 years in the English top flight. I'm Dallin Cuff here at Taft Stadium. An opportunity now for the visiting Roughnecks. But again, Cody Lorendi off his line quickly. He's been very quick at reading different dangerous situations throughout this game. 2-0, the home team leads. Right now, this win would put them in 8th place and put them in the playoffs if they started tonight. Tulsa in its 6th would be staying there at 6th place, but in a little bit of a dicey situation as you look around them in the Western Conference playoffs.
Oh, the pass for Angulo was there. Just simple, roll it into him. Calm, calm, there we go, that's better.
Highland gets forward. Back to Wallace. Richard Dixon calling for it, and Wallace obliges.
This is the player who's impressed me, not just with the goal.
Barreal looking into Gonzalez.
He'll do something silly now, won't he? Just now that I've
He's played a great game.
Now that I've heaped praise on him, he'll do something silly.
Angulo turned and took a shot, but before that, Barreal got clipped, and there's our first yellow of the match. Going to Rivas. And Barreal is down and in pain. We were just praising Jose Barreal. He had the goal in the first half in the 14th minute. He's been great. He actually really broke up one of the best chances for Tulsa. Kamara was in on goal.
He's had an impact at both ends, and he's been so incisive with his passing. He's seen the pass, he's executed the pass, he's great control. So when this, well, that was an incident before. So now you've got players diving in for the ball. The tackle's been made on Barreal. Hopefully it's no more than a contact injury that he can run off. But the fact that they're taking their time could be a good thing, or it could be something that we should be concerned about. Hopefully it's a good thing.
And Barreal's been an impact player for this squad. He was born and raised in Madrid, played in the famed Real Madrid Academy since he's 7 years old. You see him gingerly getting up right now.
See, the thing is, if you've been involved in the academy at Real Madrid, this is the opening goal. Great way to open proceedings. And this is why this young man was in such an esteemed academy such as Real Madrid, because all of a sudden he can do this. How good's that?
Tremendous finish. 3-year veteran of the Harrisburg City Islanders. He was second team all USL last year. 6 goals, 7 assists.
Okay, he's on his feet.
And they get the magic spray out, and hopefully that's all he needs, because this team's going to need him going forward.
I'm not medically trained, but I think it's his right knee.
We don't like to speculate here, but I'm pretty sure I can say that with factual certainty. That's his right knee.
Our people in the know have said.
But they're in the thick of a playoff race down the stretch here with their remaining 5 games.
Yeah.
They need him in the lineup. And now, as we've said already, they play 2 more games in the next 6 days.
Yeah, and what you don't need is guys getting beat up and smashed up. And we'll see. We'll see how he reacts to getting a whack across the knee. You need players like Barreal, you need players like Gonzalez and Angulo to set themselves up for. Oh,
Gulo gave that a ride after the touch, but the ball does its job. Fink now looking long. Now Calistri's on the ball, a little bit of space. Looking for Svantesson, but his tough day continues. We're setting up for another substitution as Barreal is down.
Yeah, no use risking him with the games that you've highlighted coming up for OKC.
Disappointing for him on a day that he was outstanding and had a great goal.
Yeah, I mean, a bigger picture. And that's the thing we're looking at here. The bigger picture, because if there is some damage, all you're going to do is aggravate and exasperate that by remaining on. The knee will fill up with fluid. You need to manage that properly. So that makes a lot of sense, and he's deserving of his applause. I think he's been exceptional.
Number 17, John Brown.
John Brown now inserted in the lineup for Barreal.
Okay, this is the memory that this young man has left us with today. We did the maths earlier on. He goes past 4 Tulsa players as if they weren't there and gives us such a moment to remember. Beautiful left foot strike. Pick that one out.
Now John Brown just signed with Energy FC back on August 17th.
Do you want the Real Madrid link?
Yes, I would like the Real Madrid link. Give it to me. It's perfect as Brown checks in for him.
Baril, ex-Real Madrid academy player. Brown, former Wales under-19, under-21 international.
We'll finish this in a second here. We'll see what Dixon can do with it now that he's in the attacking end here. Dixon turning around and played out to Anthony Wallace. All right, continue your connection.
I think people have worked it out. Teammate of,
they got it already?
Teammate of Gareth Bales, currently of Real Madrid and one of the world's most unbelievably talented footballers.
And that's Jonathan Brown, who just checked in. Also checking in is Paris G, coming in for Kosuke Kimura, the 33-year-old right back, getting his first start in over 2 months. He comes in, but now Paris G, the 23-year-old from Canada, checks in, spent his last 2 years in Croatia, and now making his 15th appearance this year for Tulsa. Can he make a difference? We shall see. And Gula, a little bit of a high boot there, and yes, the official will blow the whistle.
Game's got a bit scrappy, just lost its rhythm just for the last few minutes, and that needs to be picked up and regained.
Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like All-American Roofing, Abel's Mexican Restaurant, MVS Seamless Guttering, Latino Supermarket, and Kottner Law Group. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Svendesen tried to touch it on there, didn't come off, and now Dixon is on the ball. Dixon hesitates and then is knocked off the ball.
But Dixon runs into trouble. He's got a simple pass out to his right-hand side, but decides he wants to go through all the heavy traffic. Sometimes you have to be aware of when to dribble and when to pass. So now it wants to get into the heavy stuff, and that's a foul from Levin, isn't it?
Levin,
yes.
Levin comes away worse for wear, though. Now remember, he subbed on a surprise, I'd say a surprise sub in the first half, 31st minute he came on.
But I think maybe he gets winded, because he comes on chest first and catches Alex Dixon's shoulder.
Well, we've got a second. Let's keep this going. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Whole Foods, Carl's Plaques, Anthem Brewing, and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Guzman looking long.
Not really doing John Brown many favors with that. He's double teamed and they're still giving him the ball in the air.
Wallace stutter steps inside. Tyr Young able to lay it back. Played forward by G. Svendesen, his touch, able to somehow connect. Guzman couldn't keep up pace. Now Calistri might be in here, but I think Fink got a touch on it. He did just enough to put it off.
This phase for OKC is when the concentration just dips. You're starting to get tired, you get mental fatigue. But this is where the communication between the unit of the back four and the midfield four that are sitting there in two banks make sure that they keep pushing themselves. You can't think about the games to come. You've still got this one to play, and you've got to see it out. And that takes discipline. And then when you do, you get the confidence of having achieved that and you build on it.
Paris G plays it back to Serta, who just boots it long. Kaffa connecting with Ribas, but to no avail as it goes out of play. Off Fink. Corrales in the overlap. Plays it, first time cross, tries, goes off Guzman. Guzman tries to usher it out, but Corrales keeps it in play. Here comes Gonzalez with a lot of green in front of him. Calistri trying to catch up and eventually gets him to level off. John Brown on the ball.
Oh, he's done Gonzalez no favors there with that pass.
Andrew Dixon skipping into middle of the park. Alex Dixon now finding Richard. Tries to touch it by.
He's trying to play it off the shins of Jadama. Didn't quite come off. But at the moment, OKC, when they have possession and start an attack, are moving the ball that much quicker than Tulsa, because Tulsa's midfield and defense is that little bit more open and there's space to be found. See, now, once they push up high, you can see the white shirts are further apart. But because they put pressure on high, they're not able to penetrate. So this ball's going to have to probably go long.
And does on cue. He's going to skip through. Rivas trying to get there, but Lorendi off his line again to claim.
Dixon does well there because he just ushers the Tulsa player Rivas away from the ball. Mind you, Rivas doesn't want to be in the way when Lorendi comes out, does he?
Nobody does.
No.
It's a big physical guy there.
Yep, he's got presence.
That's a nice way of putting it. John Brown able to use his body to win that, and then he runs onto the ball. He's got Angulo in the box, tries to play it low to him, but cleared out. '78th minute here at Taft Stadium alongside Gary O'Reilly. I'm Dallin Cuff. Two interstate rivals, OKC and Tulsa, doing battle for the third time this year. Tulsa's already won the black-gold rivalry. They beat OKC twice this year by a scoreline of 2-1 in both matches. But this game is critical, not for the bragging rights, but for playoff positioning and even getting a chance to play in the playoffs. OKC, if this scoreline holds, will move up to 8th in the Western Conference. Tulsa will stay at 6th. Turned over by Levin in midfield, and Guzman's now running with options. Angulo to his right. Still Guzman, lays it off to Angulo. Poor touch, turned over.
That kind of broke down because nobody knew what they were going to do with the ball. Yeah. Guzman comes through and said, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep going. Okay, what am I going to do now? I don't know. And so, wow, maybe the surface is a little bit slippy. We'll make that excuse for players.
The first half, although OKC was up, Tulsa had 74% possession. They created some opportunities. What's your assessment at this point of the second half?
OKC are still as difficult to break down because they've got that discipline. We wondered if they would bring that discipline to the second half or it would get ragged or what, so we had that question mark. They've proven that they can sustain that discipline, which is a good news for the coach and for the players.
Tulsa driving forward now. Kaffa hasn't been on the ball much.
No, he's not.
Recently.
And he's not been a presence. And as such, we've hardly seen Sventersson as an attacking threat, which means he has to have the ball. He's not the guy that goes deep, gets it maybe like Lionel Messi from 45 yards out and then weaves his magic. He's the guy you get the ball to and then he does the damage. That's not been the case for Tulsa today.
Calistri trying to control and finally comes away with it and then gets up off a weak shot attempt.
It was a tough thing for Calistri to find the target from that angle, so you're just wondering, has he got his head up? Does he see the picture that Kaffa's free, wide on the left? He could maybe play a give and go or a 1-2, whatever way you want to phrase it, with Sventersson. So they just seem to have lost their concentration to a certain extent, Tulsa. They seem to have got frustrated and maybe feel that this game's already beyond them.
We've talked a lot about OKC's upcoming schedule, but Tulsa, they've got LA2 and San Antonio at home. They go on the road to Phoenix, and they finish with Seattle 2 and Colorado Switchbacks at home. So 4 out of 5 at home. They have some teams around them that are competing. Phoenix will be right with them. Colorado right with them. San Antonio's already punched their ticket. LA2 and Seattle 2 don't look like playoff teams, but still, they're going to be battling.
We've seen so many times this season results that pre-game you would not have expected. So you can't go into games and think they're a given.
Svensson may have touched the ball 3 times in this half, and that they tried to play it through to him that time, and again, has not come off.
Well, he's got nowhere near it because the pass is nowhere near him.
Rivas is careful there. He's on in the yellow. Koff, a lot of contact late. They will play on. Svensson now out wide. Goes for a throw. Levin gets his head up with some space. Rolls it up to Rivas. Out to Jadama. Bourgeois, driven ball, skips off the turf. Kaffa trying to line up a shot, ends up just popping up over the goal, or wayward of the goal.
I think had anyone else attempted that, apart from Kaffa, I'd have said, don't be silly. Because it takes an awful lot of belief in your talent, and he has an awful lot of talent, so I can see why he believes he might be able to execute it.
32-year-old Argentinian's had a great career, 2 years playing at Real Betis in the Liga's first division, also playing for Zaragoza and other clubs in Spain's second division. He's had quite an accomplished career. Played in Greece. He was in the Europa League playing in Greece. So he's played all over the world and had great success. He's quite an asset to this team. A little shirt tug by Miguel Gonzalez.
Yeah, not subtle either.
Rivas. Quick feed, sprays out to Svensson out on the left. Rolls through, a little 1-2. Rivas has got a chance, takes a touch, and couldn't control it. Nice job by Fink to close it down.
That comes through, and then Highland comes across and finishes the job. I was just wondering, when he did come across Highland, you're not going to put this in your own goal, are you? But look, a little bit of sharp, quick passing gives Tulsa an opportunity that they've seen little of so far this game.
Shadama trying for a relatively quick throw.
And that's it, you know, from OKC, just put your foot through it, kick it as far away from your goal as possible. You've defended well so far. You probably have confidence in the belief that you continue to do so till the final whistle.
We've seen them mix it up at times, go forward and press a little bit in the second half. Is it time to park the bus now?
I think they've parked the bus from the beginning.
Okay.
And that's the question they asked of Tulsa, and Tulsa haven't had the answer to it.
Ball played in, and Cody Andrews gets his head to it right to Alex Dixon's feet. Dixon couldn't quite connect Gonzalez, but Dixon was cleared out late.
I'm sure the referees decided, I think he's going to book somebody, but who it is.
It's Jonathan Levin, yes it is.
Yeah.
Lucas Sapala, official in the middle.
Just a little
Gives
off
him
the ball
card.
incident as that attack was building.
Well, we have a minute. Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at Supermercado Morelos. Stores on Southwest 59th and Santa Fe and Northwest 50th and Meridian. Richard Dixon can't skip out of trouble, turns it over, and there was a lot of contact late and some extracurriculars afterwards. Kaffa, the captain, getting in Wallace there, grill.
Wallace there with an outstretched leg.
And now Kaffa's down. And the crowd not liking the fact that Kaffa was animated, to say the least, and is now down. Now Wallace will get a yellow, and Kaffa will get a yellow.
He's not at all happy, is he, Kaffa?
I mean, it's not a happy day for them. It's been a frustrating outing. He's been less than influential than he is normally in these games.
Trouble is, when you talk to the referee too much.
So Daniel Gonzalez is going to come in for his brother, Miguel. Miguel got the scoring started in the 5th minute. And Daniel will make the 3rd and final sub for Jimmy Nielsen's crew and try to help salt this thing away. Scored against Tulsa in their first meeting of the season, which again was a Tulsa 2-1 win back in July. Lorendi able to come down with that.
Yeah, just a simple ball into Svantesson, who's hardly had to jump for it, but brings the best out of Lorendi. It's those moments when your concentration, after a delay like that, concentration drops.
Dixon plays it up to Daniel Gonzalez, his first touch of the match. Chidama, him tangling. 11 now tried to spray it out wide, but the pass is off the mark by quite a bit. Levin switches the play out to Rivas. Tieryoung making the run. Tieryoung looking back for Rivas. It falls forward, and Lorendi eventually gets out there and grabs it.
Did you see Fink thought about, it wasn't Fink, it was Andrews, Cody Andrews, thought about clearing it himself and pulls out. The only reason he does that is because Lorendi talks to him. And it's so important between your goalkeeper and your back line that there is strong communication.
Daniel Gonzalez trying to run onto it. Chidama on him tangling again. Ball eventually goes out. It's called a foul, actually, by the linesman. Started asking why. Ball played long, looking for Svantesson. Flick on. Lorendi out.
But look how deep Svantesson has gone to get that flick on. Now Lorendi just trying to waste some time.
Speaking of time, as we get close to the 90th minute, we're hearing there'll be 5 minutes of stoppage time added. Minimum of 5 minutes here for OKC to continue to salt this thing away and find a critical 3 points in the Western Conference playoff race.
Big point of concentration now for OKC to be able to retain a clean sheet, get the habit, you know, feel the lessons and the experience of not just winning, but winning with no goals conceded.
Be Cody Lorendi's 7th shutout of the season. He's played every game except for one so far for OKC. But it would be a complete team effort as they've really smothered what is a talented Tulsa attack. They come in Tulsa 6th in the league in goal score with 39, to be 10th in the league in the goal score with 39 goals this year. And they did not have many clear-cut opportunities.
No, they've really been kept to a minimum today. And they haven't had the answer to the way OKC have set themselves up.
Paris G tries the first-time pass. Almost falls for Rivas, but Lorendi's out.
Oh, Lorendi just about got away with that because he came in underneath that ball and I thought it was going to arc over him. But he was right and I was wrong.
Highland looking long, but it goes out to touch. Megs Corrales gets himself out of trouble, but then poor pass turned over back to Tulsa.
And you're giving the ball away in your own half. It's always a bad thing.
Kaffa looking to clip it in for Tier Young. Dama looking to switch the play to Paris G. She goes up, some contact with Highland. Late whistle comes in.
Get a knock on the head, Highland, or not? And that's why the referee blew the whistle, because saw the player flatten his back. Just wondered. You can never be too cautious with that.
Head injuries becoming more top of mind for the entire global soccer community.
Learn to err on the side of caution every time.
Tulsa wins the second ball. Played long, looking for Rivas.
That'll do.
Fink
Old
sends
school,
it to the
old
20th
school
row.
defending. Trouble is, you've got a multiple ball system, so it doesn't slow the clock down, does it?
Tier Young on the overlap and Calistri on it. Levin struggling for any space or option right now. Finally gets Calistri, nice little back heel. Levin will try to play it in, it gets deflected. Richard Dixon.
And these are the moments when you're defending like OKC have quite for most of the game. All right, here we go.
Opportunity for Alex Dixon possibly. He's got 3 defenders trailing. He gets a shot off, but just drags it way wide. And let's bear in mind, goal difference could come into play here.
It is, and this is just them being caught throwing everybody forward. So now he's being pushed out wide right, and he knows he wants to go for the far post, but he's got to be calm. It's learning and training yourself to be calm when you've got the opportunity to take a strike on goal. When he gets to that position, the defenders can have the problem. He can cut across one and get the foul, get a penalty.
This result holds right now. OKC will be 2 points clear of Colorado with a game in hand in that 8th and final playoff spot. Colorado in 9th and Phoenix above them at 40 points. But Phoenix has 2 games in hand on OKC and a lot of home games coming up. They are in a prime position. But again, that goal difference, they'd be the only team that's in the playoffs right now with a negative goal difference. So anything you can put in the back of the net would be important. Wallace just content to play it and touch.
I don't think that was his intention. I was thinking he was looking for Gonzalez in the corner. They're a little bit raggedy at the moment, OKC, with their shape. Not the disciplined shape we've been seeing for most of the game.
Past the 5 minutes, mandatory minimum stoppage time now. And there's your final whistle. OKC with a monumental 3 points. Miguel Gonzalez got them on the right foot. 5 minutes into the match, Jose Barril put together a beautiful goal in the 13th minute. He left the game with a knee injury. That's probably the only downside for Jimmy Nielsen's crew throughout the course of this game.
Absolutely. They did the job early, and what they did then was prove that they've got the discipline as a defensive unit, as a team, to retain a clean sheet and keep what is, let's be honest, a free-scoring Tulsa outfit at bay. You know, Sventerson has found the back of the net regularly this season. He didn't get a sniff today, did he?
Great job by Energy FC to corral that solid offensive unit for Tulsa. Keep it a clean sheet, the 7th year for Cody Lorendi. Coming up on the other side of the break, the post-match report brought to you by University of Central Oklahoma's Downtown NBA 2-0 Energy FC big-time win at home. We'll break it down to the post-match report in a minute.
I don't think any city in America has come as far, as fast as Oklahoma City. And the reason you see so many highly educated 20-somethings moving to the city is that vibe, is that energy.
And we want to be a part of that. We believe our MBA program is just as vital, it's just as interesting, it's just as engaging as other parts of people's lives. We can provide students with this incredible opportunity to learn in the places where they're living, working, and playing.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Back here at Taft Stadium, 2-0 win for Energy FC, and the Energy FC post-game show is brought to you by UCO's Downtown MBA program. And the man of the match is Miguel Gonzalez. Connect to the future of business. Finish your MBA from Central in just 16 months. Visit mba.uco.edu for more details. Gonzalez, beautiful celebration, beautiful goal. Got him off the front foot in the first goal.
I mean, inside 5 minutes, they've taken the game to their local rivals, and they've really knocked them back. They didn't stop there, did it? Really come out of the traps and hammered them hard. This, for me, as good a goal as you'll see anywhere. Every single piece of this goal is down to Barril. Just goes past players and then unleashes this lethal left foot drive.
Tremendous finish. I will be shocked if that's not a Goal of the Week nominee, and it may win Goal of the Week. That was beautiful, 60-yard run, and then a fantastic finish past Serta. Nothing he could really do about it. Great finish by Barril. 2-0, they were up inside 13 minutes, and able to hunker down and hang on for the rest of the game, and not just hang on, control it. It didn't seem that difficult.
They didn't look as if they were unable to do it. You had the question, were they able? But because they retained their shape for large parts of the game, they asked Tulsa the question, can you break us down? Now and again, that happened. But that will happen in moments in the game. But for most of the time, OKC's defense was a 4-man back line, sometimes a 5-man midfield, and they made space difficult to find. That's why Sventerson that's his closest chance in the whole game.
And here is a header opportunity. Bourgeois somehow stays wide, but Cody Lorendi, when he was called on, made plays, and sometimes just wasn't Tulsa's day, and that Calistri couldn't adjust himself, couldn't get that thing in the back of the net. At the end of the day, Jimmy Nielsen and his crew should celebrate. 2-0 win for Energy FC over their local rivals, Tulsa Roughnecks. Now we take a look at the updated standings. OKC finds himself where everybody wants to be when they start the season, above that 8th spot. They are now there with 37 points, clear of Orange County and Colorado. With some games in hand, now Phoenix rising there in 40th place, 40th points in 7th place. Your thoughts right now where everything's just shaking out as Tulsa we see in 6th spot?
Tulsa may not have another day like today where they just don't have the answers to the questions that are posed to them. We'll see how much of a setback that is for them. OKC, on the other hand, how much of a boost is that to their team morale, to their confidence? If it's a good boost, then they'll take that forward. You're looking at Phoenix Rising there with 7 games remaining. That is a blessing and a curse, because you'd be saying, yeah, that's great, we've got 2 more games to play, but they're points that we don't have. You know, you're looking at possibly having them. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. All we know is do not look away now, because this story hasn't ended yet.
This is when it gets real exciting. OKC goes on the road at Reno on Wednesday, then San Antonio, and close the season with 3 home games. Tulsa 4 of 5 at home. It's all to play for down the stretch here in the USL. It's going to be a great way to finish it for Gary O'Reilly. I'm Dallin Cuff. 2-0 Energy FC. Huge win. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be